Hello, hello, my desmadres souls. Welcome to Coming Home to Self, No Bypassing, where we have honest conversations with our inner voice aloud. This is a space for unfiltered reflection, spiritual growth, messy truths, and yes, a little bit of humor along the way, because we are here for the human experience, not to achieve perfection. And I am Asa Luna, and this is your journey home. So, the desmadre of the day. This is a quote. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. This is by Rita Mae Brown. For me, this is just another confirmation that our world is as small or as big as we make it. If you live in your comfort zone your whole life, there's no growth there, and you are only robbing yourself from the opportunity to expand your mind more in a more open human experience. So, traumatizing events. I'm just telling you this, you understand why later. But I feel like, let me tell you, the first traumatizing event that comes into my brain is when I lost my dad, and he passed in 2020. My mind was trying to give me all these ideas of how to overcome this, and I started listening to it, and that's when my mind was being so loud, and others might call this overthinking. I was constantly thinking. My mind was being loud, and I allow it because all this noise kept me occupied and very distracted. But I got really depressed, and I kept doing all these things. They usually brought me happiness, but that wasn't working. So I told to myself I can continue going down this path that it was like roundabout. You know, those roundabouts, they actually create more traffic than anything. And I got stuck before in one of those where I was trying to follow the GPS, and then I keep missing my exit, and so I like went around like three times. And that's exactly how I can explain this. That's how I felt in this situation of depression and listening to my mind at the time. I was moving. I was not just there crying. I was still moving, and there was noise, but I wasn't going anywhere. I was just going in circles. And I realized that I had to look for something different outside of my mind and my brain. And this is why I started with that quote. Because when you are going through something like this, your brain can only think according to what you know, what your experiences have been. And it's going to keep doing that. It's going to keep telling you and giving you ideas, but then eventually that's not going to work. You're going to realize you're stuck. Then I realized that I had to look for something different. I don't know what, but I had to. I had to get out of my own world, out of my own mind, and find a solution out in the bigger world than what I knew at the moment. And only then I could open myself to think outside the box, which now I know the box is referred to our way of thinking normally, our mind, our brain, our perspective. And that's challenging our foundations and our beliefs most of the time, which the reason why it's so scary it's because we question that, and that's big, that's questioning your whole self, like who am I? Like, you start to realize that everything that you know is not, it's not even a portion of a percentage of the whole world, of all the opportunities and all the experiences out there, and that can be really scary. So knowing that it is not enough to get us out of that situation, the traumatic situation, when we're going through something as traumatic as losing a parent or something equally as painful, and the answers can seem to be in our brain and our mind yet. So we want to heal, and we begin this journey. That's me, right? I want to heal. I make the choice that I don't want to be stuck there in the roundabout. So I want to go out there and figure it out. What can I do? And to find something that can help you comprehend and help you heal. I feel like in this journey or quest, you step foot outside of your mind and your world and enter the unknown. And this place, it is scary because you don't know what's there. But even though it is scary and it feels unstable and unpredictable, it is a place where possibilities are limitless. Some people find new hobbies, new things, new places, new skills, new talents, new parts of you that you didn't know about, your creativity side, your artistic side. And I've been here before. When my dad passed, I just wanted to die. I just got numb and I was just going to work, coming home, sleeping, sitting on the couch. And I did that for a while. But then it gets to a point where you have to make that choice. You have to decide whether to keep on doing that the rest of your life, or do something about it to go back to feel alive and happy. And that's why showing up is so important, because when this happened, I didn't have the energy to continue. I no motivation, no energy. But in this journey, I allow myself to leave everything behind, everything that my brain, my mind, my whole foundations of and beliefs were telling me to do. And I step on the unknown, because obviously whatever experiences that I had experienced before were nothing that could help me navigate through this pain. So I feel like that's why pain is something that can help us grow the most. And I think it's not that the universe is out to get us or God is plotting against us. I don't think that is true. I believe everything here is neutral. And I believe it is up to us to make the best out of it. And things are going to happen. And they're not necessarily bad. They're bad in our eyes, right? But we're human. Our body's not perfect. Our body is defected. It is going to get sick because this is not a pure form. I believe this body is temporarily. And that's why we're only here, I don't know, probably 80 years, 90 years. Depends how your health is, or depends if you're just here for 20 years. I don't know. But I think if we are comfortable always, there is no reason for us to move, to find new ways, or find a way to even distract us. So, for example, when my dad died, actually that's how I got into plants. I love plants. I have a lot of plants. I have a room dedicated for all my plants in my house, and I started hiking more, and I got into meditating, and I was able to find a lot of things about me that are part of me that I would have never find out or had the time or the mind or nothing to even make this part of my life or discover it or expand my experience. Because I think that's why we are here, because we forget sometimes that our mission is not to be comfy and just not evolve. I think it is important that we get here, and that when we get too comfortable, I think things happen um, for that reason. To remember that this time is borrowed. We are not here forever in this human body, and we need to make the best out of it. Even, even appreciating life, right? Um, Also, when my dad passed, I learned something very valuable to me. Um, that it was is very valuable to me because my dad was a very hard working man. He was very smart. He had a really good career. He, I feel like he worked pretty much his whole life, And it was actually after work that he started deteriorating even more, like his health. And I think that was a big one for me, because I was working a lot, and even until 4 months ago, I was working a lot. But that reminded me when he passed. Um, I thought about that, and I was like, my dad worked all his life. He paid into his pension all these years that he's been working. He only got to cash, I want to say, maybe just like a year or two of his pension, and then he passed. And that was a big hit for me. And I don't know, I honestly don't even know um, if this, I know this is a message. This is a message from my inner self. So I'm telling you it. But yeah, I think that made me rethink what I was doing. I was just working, working, working. And then I'm like, my dad literally gave his entire life to this company. And towards the end, um, they were kind of mean. I know they were kind of mean towards the end to him. He was not comfortable about that treatment that he was getting. And it was because um, his health was deteriorating and he wanted to retire early. And I guess probably, I don't know if that caused some issues with the management or something. But, anyways, after that, he retired and he felt like he had no purpose. I think it's because he was so busy working that he thought that was his purpose. He was a provider and he was a good working man, and he was smart and he was good at what he did. Um, and it is sad that I feel like a lot of older, the older generation, like our parents, um, it was like that. It was like, or I don't know if maybe this is my perspective. Maybe it is. Is what it is. That's all I knew. I knew that working. That's what it is. You get out of school, you work, 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 and that's it. You become that. You work. And then after my dad, I think that's when I always been very, very open minded, honestly, and very. I love exploring new things and experiencing new things. Um, but that helped me to even, I guess, through my pain. Um, it helped me even push myself even more. I want to do more. I want to be able to do more. I don't want to just be Asa the electrician. I want to have things, other things that I find enjoyment, not just work. So that's when I got plants and fish tanks, and I got snakes, and then we got a dog, and um, I started experiencing doing all this other stuff, and um, I feel like my dad and his with him passing, and it's crazy. Oh man, I just had like a realization. Him passing, it's crazy we call him passing, but he's passing to another dimension, to another world, to another level. He's passing somewhere else, right? And I really don't think we just die and disappear. I don't know. I don't think that is true. I didn't mean to say I don't know. No, I do know that I feel in my heart. It's just not it. I know everything around us, right? If you're religious or if you just believe in science, or spiritual, whatever it is like everything points it. We just transform, we move, we evolve. We don't just disappear, right? Yeah, right? We just become something else. And anyway, sorry. Him passing helped me pass to the next level of Asa. Because if it wouldn't been for my dad passing, um, I would have not had the need of finding something to help me with my pain, transform my pain into something better, like the love for the plants, or love for going hiking more, love for finding myself, the love of adventure, the love of experience. And I am very thankful to my dad. Through losing him, gave me the courage of passing to the next level. And this is very powerful. And I know this is my inner voice talking. And this is a message for you as well as for me, because I never thought about it that way. But it really is. It really is, um, that things that are not very pleasant help us move of the life we have right now. And I guess it's our choice to either get into the victim mindset and just fall through the cracks and stay there stuck. But then you don't fulfill your purpose of being you and of experiencing this human body. I don't know why your human experience is supposed to be. I think we are all here different to learn different things, and that's why we don't know, and we cannot ask the world to what's our purpose. It's within us. So it is our job to go out there and evolve as human, as a soul, a, as a person. It's our job. It is no one else's job to create our world, to evolve our brain, and to learn and enjoy this life. And that's why showing up is very important. Um, to whatever it is that you decide to do. So for me, was uh, it's always been the gym. So being at the gym, even on days that I don't want to, and even though I feel sad, and sometimes, when, like, let's say when I lost my dad, I didn't want to do all these things, and my brain was telling me to obviously go to the gym or this and that, things they already knew, but it couldn't help me past that. I had to figure it out. Where is it that I need to go to be able to evolve and to deal with this painful situation? And so sometimes, the motivation is not going to be there. And definitely, if you're depressed, you're not having any energy, but you still got to show up. You still got to show up. And it's so important to show up, even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't have the energy, and maybe you are going um, through something. But, you have to make yourself being accountable of showing up, whatever it is that you are learning or using as a way to cope with the pain. Um, broken heart, mental health, trauma, whatever it is, the key is to keep showing up. And along the way, you you grow, because we learn new things and we become wiser, and we expand our mind in ways we haven't before. And our brain also evolves, and science can back me up on that. If you're interested the about you evolving your brain, it's called neuroplasticity. So learning new ways of thinking outside the box, air quote, because it isn't just metaphorical or spiritual growth. It is physically rewiring your brain. Um, and so, my desmadre souls, that's why I push you to go do something that scares you. And most of the time, that's something new to you. And just don't rob yourself of the opportunity to expand your experience here in your human years, and also the opportunity to rewire and evolve your brain. And I feel like if you do this, um, I feel like when you're too comfortable in your comfortable zone, um, eventually life is gonna be like, not life, but let's say the universe or God or your higher self or your spiritual guides or your ancestors. They'll be like, girl or boy or you human, you forgot what you're supposed to be doing here. You're supposed to go and evolve and grow and get as many human experiences as you can. You seem like you're just sitting there on your front. I can see you, you're scrolling through TikTok. So how about I give you a little bit of this uncomfortable, let's float your bathroom, or let's have a tree fall on your roof, or something happens that you have to move out of your comfort zone. So don't wait for something bad to happen for you to move out of your comfort zone and go do something new. Um, I cannot guarantee that bad things or things are gonna happen. They're just gonna happen. That's just it. But I think if you evolve, I think if you learn more ways to navigate through life and through all these human experiences, you will be happier and you will be enjoying more your experience. And that was a message from my inner voice aloud to you guys. It was a message for me too, because I was feeling some type of way, and this brings so much clarity to me. So this was awesome. This was good for me, and I thank you for listening to this message from my inner voice aloud. Thank you for being here. If anything I share resonated with you, just know you are not alone. I hope you can be here um, Thursday for my next adventure. Um, I don't know if you want to send me a message or a comment or a DM. If you don't, that's fine too. But do something that scares you. Get out of your comfort zone. Don't wait till something bad happens for you to get out there. And all right, stay messy, stay curious, do something that scares you today, and don't forget to listen to your true inner voice. Bye bye.